What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another panel discussion of Married at First Sight. I'm Glenn from Jack and Glenn. With me is Jackie, as always, and we got Tommy from August Love Story with us. And we're gonna break down Married at First Sight, the reunion, part 2. We're not over yet.
Foolishness.
We're not done yet, right? We're not over. It's not over, but it's getting close to being over. We're gonna talk about the reunion. I thought this part of the reunion was pretty interesting. This is where the fireworks and stuff was at, man. But Tommy, man, how are you doing today, brother?
Man, I am good. Coached my first football game. So unofficially, I'm undefeated as a coach. Yeah. So
that's what's up.
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm on a high today. So,
That's what's up, man. Well, Married at First Sight, man. When was here? When was over?
Man, do we got another episode?
They got one more. Where are they now?
Okay, that's why I was
where are they now? And that was a little interesting too, because it looked like Michael and Lauren. It looked like a lot of things going on in that in that preview. So it's like, okay, what's going on here? Like, what we seeing? Did the couples did the experts get it wrong? Should they did a retake or rematching of people? See how things go. But nonetheless, man, let's get to this episode of the reunion part 2, man. Let me see what are your thoughts on Brennan and Emily and the way that Emily was acting in this episode, man. Like somebody older.
Yeah, last week one of you guys brought up how she acted. She was acting childish. And I didn't see that part because I didn't watch the end. I watched the whole thing this time, guys. But I didn't see that part because and she does act very childish on this reunion. And it's not a thing of I want to make Brennan look bad, It's just a weird behavior that she had on here. Because when we first started, they was recapping and everything. You can see her imitating him and really trying to get under his skin. But he's like, hey, it is what it is. We did what we did. Let's just drop it. Agree to not be cool with each other no more. And he's trying to move on. And it's kind of like for her, she's trying to rub like all the ladies at the beginning, but towards the end, Lauren and Becca kind of like, all right, we said our pieces, no more for us to say. But Emily and Claire kept up the bull. I just didn't like the way that Emily held her on this reunion, just because it was like you're trying to prove something that does not need to be proven. I think like I didn't understand what her outset was. So it's just really weird. I lost him. I don't know where he went to, but I'm gonna get my thought out. It's just really weird how she was. Oh, you back? I got you. Look, I'm telling her, I lost you. I'm gonna keep going. But nah, I just really think it's weird how she, was so upset, and then it's like you don't have a resolve for anything. You can't close the book on it because you're trying to prove that he was a bad guy. But you have no defense for saying somebody kissed you. It's like I that's like you kissed a person while married. But then you trying to point the finger at them saying, well, he was trying to have sex with somebody's friend, with your friend. But then you say you don't believe it. So why bring it up? I thought a lot of stuff that she was doing was basically a waste of everybody's time. And then when she went off on Kevin Frazier saying that y'all don't believe Claire, well, she ain't came with nothing but he say, she say stuff. So how do we believe that? Like what proof? Like if I say you did something to me and you say I did something to you, how do we prove who's telling the truth? You got to have some type of fact, some quote unquote receipt. So it's like what is I didn't like the I didn't like how the experts didn't hold their foot to the fire when it came to Brennan and Emily. Is that yeah, her name's Emily. I didn't like that part just because I felt like they got off a little easy. When we as the viewers were deceived and the experts were deceived. Us as the viewers, we don't have that platform to talk to them to say, hey, that was messed up for us, as fans of the show. Why did y'all do that? Why was that a good idea? I don't think they answered that question. No, Cameron, they asked Cameron that question, but the answer never came. Why did you? I can't hear
Never.
you.
No, it never came. The answer never came.
Yeah, so I'm like, why did you the women were allowed to run from accountability? Right. And I think that's what bothered me more after the fact it started to get redundant. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, y'all feel like y'all were done wrong. And I think somebody said, why didn't y'all stop? Why did y'all go along with this? And they was like, we feel like we had to. I was like, if I don't want to do something, I'm not gonna do it, regardless of whose feelings I'm hurting or not. So it was kind of like I'm looking at it, and it's kind of like, oh man, this is really getting on my nerves. With them, every time the men say something, they got something in the peanut gallery to say, but they're not trying to resolve anything. I understand your feelings were hurting you. It's a thing that I talk about all the time is I don't want you to do better than me. I want you to do good, but I just don't want you to do better than me. It's just really Claire was really pathetic this whole season.
Hmm.
It sure was, and I feel like that's the thing. It's like they were allowed to lie, and then they pointed their finger at the men, and the men were supposed to handle take all the brunt and all the blame for everything. But it's like it's two people, like y'all agreed. So just as much as the men's fault, it's y'all fault too, because y'all went along with this BS.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I was just really disappointed with how Emily handled herself during this reunion because she was like that was terrible behavior from
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, it definitely was, man. I think this is what you was talking about. Now, this is why I want to hit up with you. I know Jack's here, but just a man-to-man conversation, real quick. But this is what
You
she
wanted
said.
to have sex with Lily. You DM'd Claire's friend the night in the hot tub when you said the same night you wanted to move in with me. And then you called Cam to go on a double date, which then wasn't only just affecting me, it was affecting our friend.
I also want to clarify who is Lily.
My ex.
Yeah.
Like, why would he want to go with her friend X, right? And this is the thing that got me, Tommy. And you let me know, because this is where I said one of our reviews, one of the videos that I did. What woman do you know when someone says your husband or your boyfriend cheated on you or cheating on you? Don't confront him. She never confronted him about the situation. She never came to him and said it. So if someone say, Jack, I saw Glenn's cheating with so and so. As soon as I get to the door, I step through the house, or she get home, it's gonna be millions and millions of questions, right? And accusations, things start strong. She didn't accuse. She's like, oh, I didn't. He said, why didn't you say anything to me? Well, I just didn't. That means you don't believe it. So why,
Or don't care for real.
if you don't believe it or you don't care, why bring it up now? Why is it important now if it wasn't important back then? This is like 6 months after we broke up, or 6 months after the show was ended. Why are you bringing it up now? And you knew about it back then, but you don't want to say nothing about it. Like, come on, y'all.
She didn't think her argument through. Like once
Yeah.
she realized, like I'm thinking her watching the show, her like having these conversations with the women on the side, and then coming to the reunion to say her piece. She didn't think about, well, what do I want? She was like at that point. I felt like she was just grasping for straws because every argument was defended. Basically, he brought up that he wanted to have sex with my friend Lily. Well, you just not saying something about it. You don't, and in the defense of it, she was like, I didn't believe that. The Australian dude kissed her. Y'all kissed.
Yo, but that's her version of it because Becca's version of it, Becca said they made out.
She did.
Right.
Becca was like, they made out. You saying it's a kiss, downplaying it. Your girl saying, nah, y'all made out. Y'all was doing much more than kissing at the bar.
Right.
Which goes into Brennan's point, which is her behavior. Your behavior is you don't have long-term relationships. You make out with guys, y'all have sex, and then you move on. So your character in this relationship has never changed.
Right. And I was gonna say, because I forgot about this, but Brennan talking about he didn't want to leave her or break up with her or something like that. He said, and I was like, that's dumb. That is stupid. Like, if you know that there's no chance for you to be in this with her, stop.
Mm-hmm.
Save yourself some time. Save yourself some, some headache and heartache and all this stuff, and just stop. If you truly want to work it out, tell they didn't utilize the experts like they should have, because I thought they could call them when they needed to. Hey,
They can.
I'm not feeling her at all. That's a simple, I'm not feeling her at all. What can we do about it? They're going to tell you some things to do. Obviously, you probably not going to want to do it. Tell them that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. I'm really disappointed with this season.
Yeah, that was the part that made me mad. To your point. So, like, if you don't want to be there, you don't have to stay. I think Lauren said it best. He had talked so much about divorce not being an option, that he kind of had trapped himself. How can I say divorce is not an option and then I'm trying to get a divorce? So he was like, while he's got her deleting diary cams and trying to make himself look good, that would make me look bad if I keep saying divorce is not an option, but I don't want to be with her. So he was not going to do that, because then he would look even, I mean, they still came out looking stupid, but I think he would have looked better then, being real upfront, like, nah. But again, like he said, he finally said she was attractive, but he wasn't attracted to her, which was the issue in the first place. Why you couldn't just say that in the first place? And then what do y'all, married at first sight it's married at first sight, not attracted at first sight. Ask Jamie Otis.
Right.
They not necessarily going, or ask Chris from Chris and Paige. All these beautiful black queens, Hispanic queens, white queens, and you give me this. If you could find a beautiful black queen, Hispanic queen, white queen on your own that was appropriate match for you, you would have done it already. So the number of people, I mean, I feel like that's I don't even want to say it's a 1 in a million, but that's like a shot in the dark. You might not necessarily get somebody that's physically attracted to you, especially not your type, not your physical type, because they don't care nothing about that. Because if it was just based on your physical type, you would be doing okay. But, he should have just said that in the first place. And then for Emily to be like, if we was out in a club, ain't that how she said? If we was out in the club, like, you wouldn't have got no play from me. Right. She called herself a what? An 8.5, a 9?
She was a 9, and he was a 6.5. This is my thing, Tommy, on that. If you're a 9 and I'm a 6.5, why you lower your standards? And why you keep following me and lower your standards? Why do you want the 6.5? Why are you worried about what the 6.5 says? Why you keep fussing about me being the 6.5? Look,
because again, I think she was stuck in it too.
But no, he said he was stuck in it more so because he said she's gonna ruin me. And we gotta go back to Brennan. Brennan's whole thing was, I want to look well on TV. That's the point. That's the reason why they all met together. Like, let's tell our story, let's tell our narrative, and the producer's not gonna produce us. We're gonna tell them what we want to do. But he didn't want her to say, remember, she's crying wolf. He knows her reputation. He didn't want to say she said anything about him that is derogatory, which she's doing now anyway. But he didn't want that while he didn't want that early on the way. He could have walked off. But see, this is what I think I told you guys this, or I said it on matter of fact, I think I said it on Kojo's panel I was on earlier this week. I said it this way. If Brennan would have left 2 weeks in, that would only left us with one couple.
Yeah.
He couldn't leave 2 weeks in, so I'm sure somebody was telling Brennan, "Hey, don't go. Stick it out, rough it in, hanging out. You know, I know you want to go." Because if he'd left 2 weeks in,
I think he was telling himself. It was somebody else too, but he was telling himself.
We wouldn't have Cameron and Claire. We wouldn't have Lauren and Orion. Michael hadn't been matched with Chloe yet. We would have been like, all you would have had was Becca and Austin. So again, he couldn't have bailed out, because if he would have bailed out, there's nothing on this TV show. We might have been like 10 episodes.
But let me tell you this. This is the other part that I be thinking is so funny. The fact that he would really take so much to heart that she said, "I will make your life a living hell." But you ain't got that much power. You ain't got nothing on me. You ain't got nothing on me. I ain't hid no bodies. What? How you make my life a living hell? These people don't know me. The people that really know me.
That right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But how you gonna make my life a living hell? You don't know me like that. What are you talking about? That's what's gonna ruin you? That would never ruin me. What's ruin me? If we go back to, I'm gonna tell them I'm gonna take your nursing license away, or I'm gonna get your degree, retract. You know what? That's how. But her telling people that you're just a butt.
But he also said this. But I don't know if you guys caught it too, but he also said this, and he said it real quick, and they kind of cut it. He said, "Look, I was attracted. She was beautiful. Well, not beautiful. I was attracted to her. But not
attracted to her.
She said she was attractive.
Right.
But the thing that made her unattractive was the fact that she made a lot of money. She was in debt. She did not save her money. She spent a lot of money. So it wasn't the beauty aspect. It was
that too.
It was a thing she had involved in her life that made her unattracted to him.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Look, these are the things that you do I don't like. And guess what? I'm not going to put up with this. And I don't want to deal with this, because this isn't something I didn't ask for. So look, I want somebody who knows how to manage money. You make a lot of." She's like, "Well, I make more money than you."
She sure did.
But guess what? Just because you make more,
don't mean you keep more.
Don't mean you got more.
They don't mean you got more, right? That means you're not. He said it. I remember from their honeymoon. You're not financially stable. You're not secure with your money. You don't take care of it. So some people don't want to deal with that, and that was maybe a non-negotiable for him.
But what you do in that case, it ain't like people in real life don't get married like that.
But it doesn't there's a lot of problems in there.
I don't disagree. But what I'm saying is, again, so you're financially savvy. You help her to be financially savvy.
Mm-hmm.
She might, if she have a drinking problem, you try to encourage her not to drink so much. You see what I'm saying? He just didn't want to put in the work.
Yeah, I don't feel like he needed to put in the work there. There has to be a liking of her.
Yeah.
And those things will come, because that's hard. That's hard to come into a situation where somebody is not financially, I don't want to say she's not financially stable, but not financially literate.
Right.
Right. Whereas you having to teach her some things, and stuff like that. You want it to be a little bit fair as far as as same levels.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not the same, but I can't be at level 10 and you at level 5.
Mm-hmm.
If you at level 7, we making work with that, And
you gotta be willing, if she's teachable, if she's willing to learn, right? I give the Rachel and Jose. Jose was financially boom, I got this, and Rachel was real frugal with her money, right? And she wanted to do trips. And
she wasn't frugal.
Oh no,
frivolous.
She was frivolous with her money, right? But she was willing to learn from Jose how to handle money, and their relationship lasted a little bit longer because she was willing to learn. Unlike Claire, when you remember when it was at the honeymoon, Emily was there with the honeymoon, she wasn't willing to learn. So that became another thing that was there. It might have been the partying. Because he said this as well. Your friends told me that you're used to having one night stands and that you're never in a serious relationship.
We figured that.
I blame her friends. I'm sorry. If I married somebody at first sight, don't tell my nasty secrets. That goes back to Alyssa and Chris. They remember the friends ruined their relationship because the friends told Alyssa some things about Chris. So you need to invite the right people to your wedding. And like
Well, how about
your friends burned her
how about
friends
this?
burned her because again, you married this girl. If the first time you married somebody, y'all, and this is her first serious relationship, and her friends are telling you like, "Oh, dang, you different, man," because she used to have one night stands.
But this is the thing.
She sleep with people on a regular.
But when,
like, what do you do?
But what do you expect them to say?
Nothing.
Right.
But they are there to try to give your stranger spouse a glimpse into who you are.
Don't give me that glimpse.
But I'm just saying, it's Sunday. If you walk up right, if you do what's right, then they gonna tell what's right.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? If you wasn't doing that, my friends could never say that to you. Yeah, because that's not me. If I ain't got no dirt to spill,
right.
What dirt they gonna spill?
I would hope not after 22 years.
But I'm talking about from the jump.
Oh.
Shut up, boy. Shut up. Even from the jump.
Right.
And then shoot. Anyway, I told you anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you want to put a disclaimer on it. Hey, girl, don't really let all my skeletons out the closet. But at the same time, he need to know because y'all are strangers.
But it comes better from her.
She ain't gonna tell nobody that.
But he's already got a preconceived notion. He's talking to it, so things is going south. And I'm not giving. I'm not defending Brennan because Brennan was wrong because Brennan was controllable. I mean, he was controlling. He tried to control her. Brennan was nasty. He did try to tell his narrative. He was rude to her. You name it. He was like downright almost abusive, right? To the way that he manipulated her. But I don't want her to. My thing with her is don't play like you just a victim because you had a role in this as well.
Because as a side note, I know we talking about Emily and Brennan, but to me, reunion part 1 and part 2, except for Chloe, and I'm gonna say except for Lauren, because the other girls did it more so. All of them was crying like, "Oh, they made us do it." Can't nobody make you do nothing. Nothing.
I told you what.
Even when the experts came out,
it was privilege.
You couldn't talk. We felt like we could. Man, that man can't tell you who to talk to or who to say what. I say this every time. Same time, man. I don't know you. I don't know you to give you that much loyalty and that much respect that I'm not going to talk to the experts who's supposed to be helping me about this foolishness. I don't know you. I don't know you. We got to earn that. I don't know you.
But also too, Tommy, man, this is the other thing that these young ladies, I think you said it. How do you cry wolf when you're playing the game? It's like
they was in on it too.
Like we rob a bank and now everybody want to snitch. It's my fault. But you went with me. You went along with it until the wheels started to fall off.
I thought
now you want to jump off.
Yeah. I thought they knew what was best. I don't know what this could be a complete fool that they hooked me up with. I don't know that you know a darn thing. I don't know you.
Man,
I don't know you.
They wanted them checks, man. It's about the checks and about the TV, man. And that's where I think Emily didn't understand. And this is one thing too why I didn't believe the women. When you don't let somebody talk, there was a question answered. Every time they answered the question, she cutting it. When he's trying to tell the answer, she cutting them off. The men really didn't get a chance to tell their story because every time they try to tell a story,
somebody's cutting them off.
Somebody cutting them off. Let them finish the whole story. Right? And like I think Brennan said it. Everything we say can't be a lie.
No. Now you're a terrible person. I think he showed
absolutely.
It showed a terrible display of himself.
Yeah.
I think that for sure. But everything you say can't be a lie. Something that you say gotta be a truth. You know, unless and if it is everything you say it was a lie, you need to go back and reevaluate your life.
And same thing for the women. We can't take we can't take what you say as the gospel.
Yeah, Yeah.
Nah.
Like everything you say can't be true, and everything they can't say is a lie. Like y'all, again, Cameron's smart. I like Cameron. It may not like he said, but they talk about us, but they're the ones wearing all the pink. They're the ones that's being showing solidarity. They're the ones sticking together. They don't. So again, who's playing who here? Who's getting together? Who's
they said the pink was not for that because they did filming around
they feel like
the Barbie movie and breast cancer awareness and all whatever.
They feel like they were all hurt, and it wasn't all of it wasn't hurt. All of them played cahoots and played in the game. And guess what? The men they realized the men that they were with didn't like them at all.
Somebody said that in the chat. They said the men were playing chess and the ladies was playing checkers.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yes, because I ain't trying to jump ahead, but the other thing is when they asked the lady straight up, who was the ringleader? And they was like Cameron. So then when they brought it to Cameron, was you the ringleader? Cameron was like, they said what? He didn't say no. It what? He didn't say, he said, what did they say? He ain't disputed. He really didn't. But again, he can only be the ringleader if y'all go along. Y'all stupid for going along.
they
and then you stupid for going along. And then, like you said, then you want to deny the part that you played in it.
That's what I don't think they get. Is that how it looks because they went along with it.
Yeah.
Now, it's one thing if they were like, the men did this and they all had a pact and we found out.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't agree to it, but you guys were like actually rehearsing what you were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what makes it look bad, because we're not looking at it as a thing of this is the man, he shows authority, because gone are those days, right?
Yeah. Everybody's
on a level playing field. At least that's what we want, or that's what we say we want. So we get to it, and now here it is. But they had it. They led us into this brick wall, and now this is what you got for the show. And even if they were doing this for the check, just try it out. If you know your answer is no at the end, right? Why not try it to keep going? Is this killing you? To say, hey, experts, I'm having a hard time. What do y'all got for me? Let me try this. Let me just hang out with you. If we end up being friends, what's wrong with that?
That's it, Tommy. That's it.
But see, they were still looking for lovers. That's the thing. They was playing the game, and Brennan told Emily how she felt, and she's still looking. Oh well, he can love me because look how she acted.
Oh yeah, she said I don't believe it.
Look how she acted, and I think most of the women was like that. When he told her that he wasn't attracted to her, that he didn't want to sleep with her, she went off because she wasn't used to being told no. So
she said I don't believe it.
So to your point is, how can you not want me? How can you not want me? How can you not want me? So you must love me. No, he's telling you, I just want to be friends with you. When he hit the reset button, he said, we just want to be friends. Not that we're going to try to work on this marriage again or anything like that. We're resetting so we can be friends.
Right.
And her mind was friends like, oh, we still gonna get together. We still gonna be in love. No, a man's gonna tell you exactly what he wants. He's gonna tell you exactly what he needs. And he was like, hey, I don't want to be married to you, but I want to be reset. We want to be friends. After this, I want to be good friends with you. I want to have a cordial relationship.
And there's nothing wrong with. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Me either, Tommy.
If the best I get out of this situation is a friend, I'm okay with that.
Yep.
You know, if it's not, we're gonna stay married, and you know, and for whatever reason this thing is not gonna work between me and you, at least we can say we had a good time and now we're friends.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bingo. That's it.
You know, and that's where I feel like the whole thing about we're gonna set it up, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, messed it up, because now you're working for a check. You know what I'm saying? And if you just went with it, you're just living and they're paying you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And you gotta keep your lies straight too here.
Right.
Keep your lies straight and story straight. I want to answer what Herbert said, man. Herbert said, Herbert says this. He says, look,
Hubert.
Hubert says, how was Cameron the ringleader and wasn't there half the time? This is how Cameron was the ringleader. Cameron was sending text messages. Cameron was doing orchestrating when he with Claire, and Claire was his mouthpiece. All right. He wasn't there most of the time, but Claire was giving orders like, "Hey, y'all need to do this. Let's try to do that." Especially when after they broke up, Hubert, they were Cameron was orchestrating that piece. Now he went away, but after he went away, some people kept the ball rolling. All you had to do is plant the seed for some people, and they'll keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Time to coach the game.
Something I thought about when Cameron brought out what is it called, the EKG?
Yeah, his EKG strip.
I didn't understand. He was like, "Y'all bringing receipts. Here's this," and showing the EKG thing. And as you were talking, I was like, during the season, I didn't understand why is Claire still here when she clearly said she wanted to divorce Cameron. It was a discussion. Let's get a divorce. And he said separated, and then they split. Cameron didn't come back on the show until I think Decision Day, and then or a few episodes before Decision Day.
Right, yeah.
You know, and so, but Claire had been, she even went to the reunion, not the reunion, but the
retreat.
The retreat, had been in every episode and all this and all that. Cameron's voice was only in majority of the episodes, and then he finally came into some of them. So it's like, why are they still lingering? But it makes sense. They're trying to get a check, and that was a way for them to manipulate the game, because we don't know their contracts, right? But is it, you think about it like this, if Claire's in the episode, they in the episode? Or is it they both have to be in the episode in order to get, like, you have to be in the episode to get the check? Because at the end of the day, they were trying to continue to get this check. So my thing is, I don't think they should, like, I don't know how much money they making off this show.
Ain't much, man.
You have to figure that thing out, man. That's some terrible stuff, man. And for them to play this game, I couldn't have been an expert. I can tell you that. We'd have been there for a very long time talking about.
But you look how see how sick they look.
Pastor Cal was hot. Dr. Pepper was confused. Dr. P was ready to go in. Cal was like, "I want to explain," and again cut it off when he was like, "I need an explanation." Because Dr. Pepper was like, nah. Cal was like, "Look, hey, I need y'all to explain. Why did you get along with this? Why did you put us through this? We as experts try to do the best job as we can to match your couples, and we had other things we can do, or we had other people lined up that could have been on the show who was going to play
a better show.
Yeah.
Who's going to go for real? But you guys, we thought was the best, and y'all played the game. We got fooled. Yeah. The question is, what do they put in place so they don't get fooled again from the next cast? Like, what do you put in place to see if these guys, the next cast or the next crew, is fooling you?
I think we said it before. This show has been going on so long that you're gonna run into. That's the caliber of participants that you're running into, because they've seen it on TV. They know how it works. They want to try to work the system. They want to try to, that's where we are. And I just want to go back real quick, but and they don't see it like what Tommy said. Okay, that's fine if I'm not attracted to you, if you're not attracted to me, if we don't think this is going to be a long-term thing. But do we have to be nasty and rude? Do we have to display toxic behavior? Why we can't just be friends? And we could go skiing, and we can go horseback riding, and we can just have a good time and really do what Brennan was trying to do, really for real reset. And let's just be friends then. Let's just be friends, because this is no attraction. I don't think anything would make me be attracted to you. I don't care how many. Did you notice that? That's the other thing. They didn't do none of those couple things with these couples. They didn't do no tantric yoga. They didn't do none of that stuff. They really didn't do a whole lot of the fit. They didn't do a whole lot of it. I think we saw some like fishbowl questions.
Yeah.
They didn't do a whole lot of nothing.
Because they controlled the narrative that if everything was okay, and that they didn't need some of this stuff. So that's how they wanted to control the narrative. That stuff, when you see the fishbowl, when you see the tantric yoga, when you see that type of stuff, that is stuff that the producers put in and say, hey, you know what, we can create the story. Y'all just need to be intimate, right? Like Michael and what's the name, Jasmina? We just needed you guys to, just touch each other, and I think we'll be okay. So again, Dr. Pia, go ahead and tell them that they need tantric yoga and they can be okay. And so she'll go in and they set it up, produce, blah, blah, blah. And so that's one of the things there, man. It was that. And, to the Cameron thing with EKG, I even had to bring it up. Like, I had to go ask Jack, like, would he have an EKG for that? Like, why would you just show one? He said, see where they brought me back 3 times?
Now, that was wild. I was like, wait, what? So that's not, I ain't trying to get too technical, but you did not go into AFib then. That's freaking asystole.
You got way
telling
too
me you
technical for me.
Huh?
I said that was way too technical for me.
So
A system?
Yeah. So what he basically said was, I went from having an abnormal rhythm to no rhythm, which is like no heart activity. Yeah. Good God. Why are you on the show?
Right. Didn't he say he was heartbroken?
Yeah, he said it could happen because he was heartbroken.
But if you didn't like this girl, or this girl didn't like you from the jump, what did you get heartbroken about?
Yeah. And he tried to say it was the stress of the process, and
when it was your decision to break up. It was your decision to leave. It was you and Claire came up with the whole idea and the plan, and you're stressed out. You are not saying he didn't have issues. Not saying it might not even be hereditary, because it's hereditary. Because remember, he said his father was having heart problems. So it might be something that's in his family. I'm not discounting his condition. I'm just saying that even on the show, it became, Cameron, you okay? You all right? And he had to go leave and take a moment and then, get himself together and then come back. And made me wonder, is that part of the game? Like, what game are you playing? And I'm not saying that what's his name? Austin wasn't sick. He looked sick, but you come out with your beard shade.
That was weird.
Like,
Austin had the bubble guts.
That's what I said too.
But why did I shave? But he must have had it coming out both ends. Because why would I feel the need to shave my beard? He must have threw up all over himself and pooped himself. Good gosh. He was going through it.
It's one of the wildest things that I've witnessed as far as like watching Married at First Sight, that somebody really took the time out to say, hey, how can we manipulate this system in a way that we can control the narrative on things and we still look good, and it's like, why would you want to do that much work?
I don't.
You know what I'm saying? Because you have no control over how the story is put out, right? Unless you sat there and edited with the producer, you not telling the story. The producer is. Whoever sits there and cuts this and cuts that and says, hey, put this here and put this conversation there, is the one that's controlling the story. You're just the chess piece that's moving on the board. That's it. The best thing you can do is show the best version of yourself being a great human being. If the thing don't work, it don't work. Because Married at First Sight, I think Kevin gave the numbers, like 60, 69, 70 couples. 3 of them are together.
Right. You want to check it out? I did a video about to put in the chat on the percentage. It is a 17% success rate. 58% says yes on decision day, and out of the 58 that said yes on decision day, currently 11 are married.
58 said yes, and 11 are married.
Yep, 2/3 have been divorced. 58 said yes on decision day, and 11 are married.
So it's like, looking at those numbers, the expectation is not for you guys to be together.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Can you be the anomaly in this whole experiment? The experiment is interesting because can your spouse be chosen for you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no. The answer is no. And so we're proving it. So it's man, this season was wild. Who's
Yeah,
next?
It's definitely wild, man. Definitely wild. Hey, one thing I want to get to, Tommy, while we're talking about couples, and I want you to share me your thoughts on this. What was your thoughts of Lauren going off on Cameron?
I loved it.
Me too.
I loved it. Because the thing about Cameron was a real villain, right? And Claire and Emily were real villains. And I think everybody else was like just kind of, in there. But Cameron was the one I think tried to, I don't know how to explain it, right? But you have people that try to belittle other people because of, for whatever reason. It may be because they're white. It may be because they're black. It may be because they're big. It may be because they're the smallest one in here. But whatever it is, they try to bully people because of this thing, right? And for me, Cameron seems to be that type of person. I'm taller than everybody, so you got to listen to me, or or something like that. And for Lauren to tell him about, I don't know verbatim what she said, 'cause I don't remember it, but I love the fact that she was like, I'm not the one. You can't do me like that, because it's like that's the wildest thing. And it came out of nowhere, and then I was like, dang, I want to hear what she got to say. Crazy that she holding back, that she, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to hear that part. What does she know? Because if you notice, they never really talked about her being involved in this thing.
Nope.
She knew, I think she knew what was going on, but they never really talked about her agreeing to whatever it was that they were doing. I think her and Orion really truly just broke up.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of kicked it off for everybody else.
Mm-hmm. I think
that's what it was. Cameron thought he was smarter than everybody.
Oh, and yeah, that's my sister. Hi, Kathy. That's what I was about to say. I think it was, even though he's been in the United States, in America for a while, it was like, I'm foreign. I'm smarter than them, these dumb Americans type of thing. I really do think that's what it was. But yeah, and I think Lauren, that really was coming from a place that Lauren was like, you got these suckers, and I'm in on it a little bit, but not that much. So it threw a monkey wrench in there playing when Orion and Lauren, when Lauren and Orion broke up sooner than expected. And in the so-called receipts, all those text messages that we've seen on social media, it said Lauren is out. So we gotta, and so I think with that, Lauren was like, you don't tell me what to do, Cameron. I just don't like Orion for a whole nother reason. Y'all playing games. I really don't like him. We really had an issue. And I don't have no problem saying that. But I just loved how she put him on Front Street. And he was looking all dumb in the face like, yeah. She was like, I'm not scared of you. Don't play with me. And he was like,
we've all seen that face before. And
yes,
we know
sir.
what that face was. We know exactly what that face was, man.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, we
I love that. Like I thought it was, I love the fact that Lauren started to speak up and say, hey, y'all, like, we ain't getting nowhere with this. We've had our fun. Let them speak, let them say their piece so we can get out of here. Because at this point, we just dragging it on. And I can appreciate that.
Yeah, she like, yo, you taking jabs. You ain't taking a jab yet. He like, yo, she like, you keep poking me, I'll bite back. Otherwise, stop picking on us. Don't say nothing about me. Leave me alone.
Don't say nothing to me.
Don't say nothing to me. And guess what? You might get all these other girls here. I thought her anger was directed at the wrong person. I kind of disagree with you guys. Like, don't pick on the guy Cameron. Your anger should be directed at the girls who dragged you into this. Your anger should be directed at the guy who kind of lied you for a while.
Oh, she gave it to him too.
But what I'm saying is, you're giving your anger at Cameron, and Cameron's like, "Yo, I'm not. Let me speak," because at that point he just wanted to tell his story. They asked questions. That goes back to what I said earlier. Nobody's letting them speak. But again, and so Lauren steps in, and she's trying to hear the story at this point. But let me say what I'm going to say. And he like, and the camera got smart with it. You know how it is. You can't get, man. Let's be honest. We a number. She had that black woman face. Like, bruh, if you say one more thing to me, I'm about to put these paws.
And that's that face that Tommy said. He was like
she said, she's like, it ain't a jab, baby. You know, it's not a jab. Like, look, okay. But
I don't think she misdirected to him. Like I said, I think obviously he tried to come across as the smartest person in the room. He tried to come across as the smartest person in the room. He's probably been doing that the whole time. And she was like, stop, get out my face.
Well, my thing to her is, why speak now the reunion? It's good.
I don't think that's the first time. Personally, I don't think that's the first time that her and Cam had an interaction like that.
No, it's not, because she's the one that said this. In the text message, Lauren's out. So she said she was out. So she said out. So I'm just not sure that's not the first time they had a disagreement. But I do believe that is the time where that her and Cameron was like, you know what? I'm tired. You tired. And we don't know at what point of the reunion of this was that they all was tired. And Cameron sitting there looking like, okay, I'm trying to get this out. I'm scared. He's scared.
I don't think it was a thing of scaredness. I think what happened was early on in the season, Lauren and Cameron bumped heads and they just steered away from each other. And for some reason at this reunion, I don't know if he said something to her or about her or around her, but she felt the way about something he said. And he was like, look, I don't talk to you. You don't talk to me. Let's keep it that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I think that's what it was. Mm-hmm. We've been there before. It's certain people that you just like, hey, I don't got nothing to say to them. They don't got nothing to say to me. We good.
And Jackie was right. She was defending Claire. She had no business wearing. Right. I agree with you. To me, Lauren had no business wearing pink. What did Orion do to you? Y'all married after 14 days, like 10 days, 7 days. He didn't do nothing to you.
Orion just tried to get that thing back, man. That's all. That's where he messed up.
But for the whole season, he didn't try to control the narrative with her. Mm-mm. He did it. It was done. So
he didn't try to control the narrative, but he did keep trying to.
Like Tommy said, he wasn't controlling anything. She was already done with him. So you're wearing pink. Why? You're defending your girls. You're defending the girls and you're defending Claire. So guess what? Claire was like, oh, I'm crying. This, that, no. You try to sleep with my best friend. And he's like, I'm not trying to sleep with your best friend. I didn't do none of this stuff.
That was the thing they said too. Everything that they're saying was like the opposite of what they said. So Claire said, you try to sleep with my best friend. Brennan said, no, you try to sleep with mine.
And then here's the deflection. They will always cry. Like in the scene we were talking about with Lauren, then you had Emily come back and go ahead, continue to lie, please, just continue to lie. All you're doing is just lying. Like continue. You
all y'all jokers lie.
But what I'm saying is this: you don't let them put their narrative out. You're complaining. You lying. Like.
They lie so much.
Everybody's lying. Yeah. I mean, I'm saying one side is telling the truth and one side is not.
Yeah.
Everybody's lying. So now everybody's lies are getting mixed up together and putting in place. And now we as the viewer don't know who to believe.
And that's why I said Becca was in the spot where she was. Because they had made up this whole narrative that they was going to play along. And so then you fake so much that you don't know what's real. And I think Austin really liked her, but y'all played so much and did this narrative, and we're not going to go with what the producers say. We're going to orchestrate our own thing. That then you don't know what to believe. It's like the little boy that cried wolf. He cried wolf so many times when the wolf was really there. They was like, but is it?
Right.
Right. But do you like me?
And
she even said it on the reunion. He was like, I was, ready to be married. She was like, to me? You want to be with me? He was like, yeah. Because you lied too much. Y'all did such a facade.
Here's the question for you guys. And guys, if Orion and Chloe was there at the beginning, do you think
Orion and Chloe?
I mean, Chloe and Michael was there at the beginning. Do you think they would have went along with the plan? Everybody else's plan?
No.
I don't think Chloe would have.
I don't think Michael would have either.
Mm-mm.
I don't see that happening because for them, it was too much of them trying to really answer questions. They very mature in certain things. I don't remember why he said no, but they were very mature with the answers that they had. So I don't think that would have flew with them because even her saying, Chloe said something that was like, "You're absolutely correct." She was like, "It was hard to watch this," and I was like, "It is hard to watch this because they all lied," and she's sitting there watching them try to defend watching the women try to defend themselves versus what the men saying, and nobody knows who to believe because they're sitting there like, what am I supposed to believe? And especially her because she wasn't as close to them as everybody else was. You know, they came to her wedding to support Michael. So,
which I think is some bull crap too. We didn't really like it anyway when they had the other couples come to their wedding. Now that we know the whole thing that they had going on, even more so they should have been there. Because they could have been there to try to influence them. Hey, get on the bandwagon with us. We don't really like our spouses. You probably don't like him either. You know, let's just fake it to make it. you know what I'm saying? And just like you said, when Chloe was like, it was painful to watch. Dr. Pepper said it. I think Chloe said it too. The amount of anger and toxicity and just upsetness on that, man. I don't think we ever, even with some, it's been some raggedy couples that like really didn't like each other. When Brandon and Taylor, Brandon didn't hardly come for decision day, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think never had they ever have a reunion where it was just nobody the air was so thick and it was just
even Chris dapped the rest of the guys.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Even what's her name? Oh, Morgan. You know, Alyssa. Morgan and Ben. That threw the flowers down when he gave them to her. He called me a fake nurse. He said I wasn't a nurse.
That narrative that's always the craziest narrative. But the smartest person of this season was the bride that ran away.
Yeah.
No, but Michael wasn't wrapped up in the stuff.
So it doesn't matter. She might have got, remember, she had met them earlier. So she had built a relationship with them prior to them getting married with the bachelorette party and all that other stuff. Chloe didn't build a relationship with them prior to. So the girl who ran away could have been pulled into this narrative too. And she's so smart. We'll probably never know who she is. Won't never see who she is.
Chloe said she been trying to accuse her of being it.
Yeah. And she's like, you know what? Gone. Deuces. See y'all later. I'm good.
Out of here.
I'm out of here. And she sat back probably watching the show like, I'm glad I didn't do this show.
Right. I'll be sitting on this stage trying to defend myself.
I'm so glad I didn't do this.
Yeah.
I'm good.
But she would have got one of the better spouses from what we saw. She would have got one of the better spouses.
Was he better?
I think so.
Out of the pickings.
He
was one of the better.
In the end, just like Tommy touched on, even when it came to Chloe and Michael not staying together on decision day, Michael saying that he didn't want to stay together on decision day is because, you know, his thing was he felt that in himself, he couldn't be the husband that he couldn't be the man that Chloe needed to. So it wasn't really anything between them. It was just his thinking and how he felt he could be. So Yeah. And she
I
still would have
think
got one of
he
the
said he
better
ain't want to
spouses.
foster them animals.
That too.
Yo, I said that before too. Everything seemed like it was going well until she mentioned she wanted 5 foster kids and 500 animals. Bro was like, I can't do
He said, I
that.
don't think I got it in me. He said, I ain't got it in me for all that. That's a bit much. That's a bit much. That's a bit much.
That's a big much. Like, I don't think I have it in me. I don't think I can do that. Which I'm not mad at him because I don't know anybody can take 5 foster kids at one time.
Not.
Like, nah, I'm straight.
If Jack came to me right now to I want to adopt 5 foster kids, I'd be like, huh?
Why would I do that?
I'm like, maybe one. Can we do one?
I don't know about that.
I'm like, I got kids on the way out the door. You know,
I'm not a part of
can we
that
go to-
conversation at all.
Right. But
I'm a hush on that part.
look, can we talk about when the experts came out? So can we talk about that some more? Because
yeah,
they was absolutely flabbergasted.
She wants
Right.
5 troubled kids.
yeah, 5 trouble kids.
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah,
right
because she said she didn't want it wasn't baby age, toddler age. She I don't want to say that. Let's just say a trouble kid. She wanted the kids that's been through something, like she got to try to deprogram.
I work with those kids daily. And I do multiple songs at a time, but I've worked in those type places.
Yeah.
Man,
That's frustrating.
man,
I wonder
you
what
won't
the
put hands on some of the
conversation
kids.
was between the experts.
They were shocked.
I would love to have heard that conversation.
I guarantee they were hot. I mean,
Pastor Cal
Pastor Cal cussed.
he was sitting back. He was sitting in that chair like, these jokers. God dog.
right. He was like, yo, they duped us in. The producers didn't tell. I want to know, how come no one found out, right? How come none of the producers found out? Where was the hidden cameras in the house? They see some of this conversation.
I think they was having some, listen.
Were they talking in the
They
bathroom?
really thought they were smarter.
They was texting these conversations so nobody can catch it on camera.
They thought they were smarter than the average bear. Look, you know how good, I know that felt good to them when they was like, the experts didn't have no earthly idea. We did our job. That was what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted to do. And that's why I say they're gonna have to change. They're gonna have to change something up the next season, because these jokers got a little cheat code or something. They think they outsmarted.
How do they? Like, what do they change? Because you can't be talking to me in the live. She said they need to go back to how it was. The couples don't meet each other until when?
That's what I'm about to say.
Meet each other at all.
Yeah.
Now they can meet each other a few weeks in.
A few weeks in.
That's what I was about to say. That's
Yeah.
what a lot of people were saying. Like on social media, they need to go back to where they keep the couple separated. Keep the couple separated, and to protect the integrity of the experiment. And I think they really need to put some groundwork down and just say, look, stop coming for real. We can't say this to y'all enough. Stop coming in here looking for perfection, stupid. You're not getting ready to get that in this process. So if that's what you're looking for, just don't even try it, because you're not gonna get the physical characteristics that you're looking for all the time. You're not gonna get the personality characteristics that you're looking for all the time, because it didn't work for you outside of the process. So we're not going to give you what you think you want.
Right. They did change some things up. I saw that and I read that some things have been changed. I don't know if they went back to the old format. And when we talk about those who just new to Married at First Sight, when the first couple, I think first 3 or 4 seasons, each couple, the couples didn't see each other on their honeymoon. They didn't have these group sessions. They didn't have anything. They didn't bring them together until later on, until they got back to their apartments, until they got back to the States or wherever they went after their honeymoon, and then they got them together. So therefore, you was able to build your own relationship with your spouse without knowing who else was going through the process. So that's how they could go back to that. That's how it used to be. Now, I don't think the producers were involved, were in on it. I think the producers had no clue because what happens is this,
Yeah.
and this goes this question. Auntie listen says, do you think the producers were in on it now? Because they don't film every day because they still under union hours per se. They still have only a certain number of hours they can film. So these conversations were happening the days where the producers were off. Where there was nobody involved, nobody at the house, or nobody was late, or they was meeting up, or they was doing their own conversing somewhere else. So those things have to change. But again, also the people that you select, right? Do a thorough background check on some of the people because again, there are some people who we saw the two Brennans, right? You saw the Brennan who interviewed, and you saw Brennan the person, right? You saw the guy who interviewed wasn't a person that we saw on camera every day, and so. You have to do your due diligence on that aspect as well. And guess what? Denver, Colorado just didn't work out. Right? Colorado wasn't a place. That wasn't a place where had a good couple. Now, hopefully Chicago is better. It'll be just a second go around in Chicago. And so hopefully Chicago will be a better place. And we see some better couples. The couples look better. We might do a preview on the couples where the couples look better. Right, than they did in Denver, and look like I can say look better. The matches look better than Denver. I'm putting it that way. The matches look better than Denver.
They showed them already.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The people.
Yep. Let me see if I can pull them up for you. I got them.
I think it's Math's fan posted
and so
posted some, and
Cordy
it
Eddie
was a
posted
couple.
some.
It was a couple of people that chimed in like, "Oh, I know him," or "I know her."
Yeah.
They not making no bones about that. They know people, but I wanted to say this too. I could really appreciate, and I think it was genuine. I appreciated Brennan. He's admitting to Dr. Pia that I did not treat you right. I did not treat you fairly. I did not speak well to you. I apologize. And then he admitted that he was exhibiting controlling behavior. He was being controlling. And Dr. Pia was like, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for doing that. I think that took a lot for him to say that and do that, because he could have just kept being the butt like he was. So again, I think with all the lies and the facade that they was trying to keep up with, it really brought out even more of the worst in them. And so they put that on the experts. When if you had just been straight up with Pastor Cal and Dr. Pepper and Dr. Pia and just told them like, I'm not feeling my spouse. I'm not feeling my spouse, and I don't know what to do, as opposed to, bucking because she tell you need therapy and whatever else, I really could appreciate that. I think that was a good move.
And shout out to Kevin Frazier for not letting some of this stuff slide.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kevin for going in on Emily, or giving Emily like the business, going back at her. I do have in fact, Emily went after she went after Keisha Knight Pulliam on After Party. She went after Dr. Pia, and she went up with Kevin Frazier. Now, I'm saying she's going off on black folks. You ain't learned yet, young lady. These may not be the people that you want to try to go off on. Because guess what? We bite back. We're gonna come back. And then you can't play the Karen rule after they come back. Like Kevin Frazier went back on her. Dr. Pia went back. Keisha Knight Pulliam went after, and they only doing their job. It's not like they're attacking her. We only can report off what we see. What we see and what we hear, your behavior displayed the fact that you was doing things that was not right. Kevin asked the right question. Like, you were involved with this, right? You do know that you're not a victim. You do know that your role in this, that you do know that you didn't treat him right.
Okay, Kathy.
Kevin, for me, he did a good job, but he be sometimes and sometimes.
He do.
So I be like, come on, man. He did pretty good this one though. He did his best to keep it under control.
He did
this time. So I mean, he couldn't do no wrong because of all of them.
they had enough trash going on themselves that he didn't have to add none.
And
He didn't have to add none.
I don't think they told us everything. I think they still stuff out there that we still don't know to this day.
For sure.
That they hiding from us, right? But they won't let go. I'm glad Orion apologized for his comments he made about the whole sexual situation. He apologized, saying, you know what, I did kind of shame her a little bit. It was my own hang up, my own opinions, my own thoughts. This girl said I had sex 2 months before the process, and he was like, "Oh, that's nasty." Well, he was rude. You know, I'm glad he apologized, even though Kevin had asked him a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm gonna just start off by saying I haven't watched in like 5 or 7 episodes.
are you fine?
So Tommy just said, "Come sit down so the seat not empty."
Nah, you're good. But even though the 5 or 7 episodes that you saw, you know, nothing changed because the behavior was still there. You know,
Yeah,
and
I
that's what
did watch Decision Day Part 1, which was what everybody except for Michael and Chloe. I think. Yeah.
Mhm.
And these people just, I don't know what their motives were for signing up for this TV show, but obviously wasn't to be married. And it shows. It absolutely shows.
I like that Lauren tried to call Orion on the carpet because she said that he was like, I'm on the show really just to bring attention to my my ethnic group, to indigenous people. And he was like, I didn't say that, but you kind of did. Maybe not.
I don't understand what that means. Hi, Kathy. I don't understand what that means. It doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's the equivalent of a person coming on the show and saying, "Hey, I'm here to raise awareness for the LGBT community."
Mm-hmm.
What awareness are you like? Do you have a cause?
Right.
Is there a nonprofit that we can back behind this? Alyssa did a better job at least raising awareness for the animals that she was fostering than he did for indigenous people.
Mm-hmm.
Because it
Mm-hmm.
just doesn't it doesn't make sense, because all we know is you're indigenous and you don't give other people of color, because you did give Cameron a break. You don't give other people of color a break for their lack of knowing. That's pretty much all he did. Because
Right.
Cameron said whatever he said on the bus, I can't remember, about
don't go too far off the not the resort. What do he call it? Off the reservation. Yeah.
You let that slide, but Lauren was like, I don't even know what that means. And you're like, hang her to the cross.
Right.
Like, get my nail and my hammer ready, because she's got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just his way out.
As married,
he just wanted to be out.
How each person behaved in their relationship, what dating advice would you give them going forward? I would definitely tell Orion, don't. Like, I don't have any advice for you. Don't date until you get your internal issues resolved. Don't. I don't really know what Lauren, or if Lauren really and truly had a hang up that I can like outright identify. Emily and Brennan was, I don't know. Brennan spent so much time trying to not look like the bad guy that he looked worse.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And Emily is just jumping from here to here to here to here. And it's like, what are you running from? Because usually that happens when you're running from something. You're trying to just jump from this guy to this guy to this guy. Like, do some internal work on yourself to figure out why you feel the way that you feel about these relationships. I don't really know what Becca's issue was. I feel like her issues came out at the end of the season, but I wasn't watching by then.
Mhm.
Outside of she don't trust Christians.
Right. To me, I think Becca's issue is she's just a overthinker, and she just got stuck on those things, and just she got stuck on so much what they had different. What was the differences between them? And then of course the intimacy thing. But I don't know how you would fix that. I mean, if he's slow going in his regular relationships, throwing him in that is not going, like, that's a and I'm not saying that you have to break it, but that's a hard habit to break. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I operate. And I don't even feel like
no, it ain't. Not for a man. He wasn't attracted to her. For a man, if he was attracted to Becca, I don't care if he had a 3 or 6 month rule, she's your wife. She could have broke that 3 or 6 month rule if he wanted it to be broken. He didn't want it to be broken.
He had a 6-month rule.
3 to 6 months, he said his 3.
But do you blame him? I think about the same thing with Iris and Keith. Do you blame him? Because again, then it'd be like, I just added another body to my account for nothing.
Iris didn't have anybody.
No, I'm talking about for him.
Oh.
I'm saying Iris would have had one.
But again,
and then she didn't, when they had no spouse to show for it.
It's different. If Iris wanted to sleep with Keith, he would obliged. If Austin didn't want to sleep with Becca, Austin didn't want to sleep with Becca. Austin was willing to play the game. He was willing to pat the horse. He was willing to do all the things that she wanted to do. He didn't want to go that way because he knew he didn't like her. He knew at the end of the day he was going to say, I don't want to be with you.
I don't think it's that he didn't like her. I think he didn't. And maybe this is my wishful thinking. I think he didn't want to go there because it's like, I do not want to unnecessarily have to give account for this person.
But we saying the same thing.
That I laid with.
But we saying the same thing. I don't want to add this body. No one. I'm going to say no in decision day because he was going to say no.
Well, then know that I might. That it might not work out.
So again, then you tell her I'm going to go 8 weeks. But back to the question.
Well, I think they didn't talk. They talked about that.
To Rose's question, this is what each person behavior in the relationship. I would have told Emily, right, to be more self-conscious in relationships, give other person grace, because she didn't give Brennan any grace, right? And don't expect your mate to be perfect, because there's no perfect mates. She wanted Brennan to be a certain type of way. I would tell Brennan to be more patient and to be truthful in your relationship, and not to put on for the cameras. Or in case, and if you don't have cameras, be honest and upfront with the person that you're dating with. If you don't like something, tell them you don't like it. If you do it in a tactful way, don't be nasty about it. But hey, I don't like it. For Orion, I would tell Orion to be. You can be pro indigenous people. Don't mean you gotta be anti anything else, right? Don't hang your relationship on your culture. Because love doesn't matter, doesn't care what culture you are. Love covers the every aspect of it, right? Don't care what culture. I would have told Lauren has some hangups. Hey, Lauren, I need you to be not just be apologetic, but be who you are, right? And realize everybody's not from the same background, the same culture. She understood that with Orion, but at the same time, you gave him grace. Be very vocal about the grace. Now, she might have been vocal, and we just didn't see it, because I'm sure she gave Orion some business when the camera was off. But be grateful there. For Cameron, don't think you're the smartest guy in the room, right? The person that you're with is also intelligent. They have grace. I told Claire to relax and open up and let somebody lead you, or let somebody lead, and you be willing to follow, right? And those are the type of things that you deal with in relationship. That's how they've been open. I mean, I would have told what's the man? Was it Austin? Be you. Don't be the camera. Be you. If you don't like her because of she's not a Christian, say, you know what, boom, I can't get over this. Continue to keep that narrative going if that's your narrative.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be sexual, explain to her why. Because she said he never told me there was a 3 to 6 month rule. Just say, you know what, I would love to have sex with you, but I want to make sure that this is the real thing. So I want to wait till after the process. Done deal. The problem Becca had with Austin from a lot of the after parties, he was never truthful. Be truthful in your relationships. Don't lie. All these people put on a facade.
And that's what I was going to say. That would be my word for them. Is be authentic. Be authentically you. Whatever the you is, don't bring your representative. Be who you are. And again, like I said before, if you're not a crappy person anyway, be a good person, not like Alyssa, but for real, be a good person, walk uprightly, be a good person anyway, then won't nobody have nothing to complain about. You know, that's the main thing. If you don't have no bull crap to you, it's no reason for me to delete diary cams. It's no reason for me to pick and choose what I'm gonna talk about. Because the flip side is what we didn't say is that Becca didn't want Austin to talk about this, but Austin didn't want Becca to talk about this, but Becca had also said, don't talk about my health issues on camera.
And he was that. And he didn't talk about health issues.
He didn't. So it wasn't like they wasn't trading off stuff, but I would tell for all of them to be authentic and be who you are and be authentically you and just stand on that. But most of all, like the biggest thing is if you ain't got no hang-ups, can't nobody hang you up about it anyway.
Well, we all got hang-ups. So.
But I'm just saying, we all got our stuff to us, but if you ain't got a whole bunch of that bull crap that they got going on,
yeah,
you know it. If me and you did a reality show, it would be nothing on there. They would be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she act like that at home. I act the same way all the time.
I'm funny all the time.
No, he's not funny at all.
I'm not funny.
He's not.
I want to. Let's do a Jack and Glenn reality show. Let's follow ourselves around and let people watch that. Probably only for members only. For members only. We might do that for members only. We'll follow ourselves around.
Yeah, they need to date themselves, Kathy. Yeah,
and do confessionals.
Yep. You can't have a healthy relationship if you're not your true self.
I know who I am. You know who you are. We know who we are. We'll be 22 years going on 23. We know each other, and we still have discussions.
I just muted myself over here because Quad is going through it. So.
Nah, man, we still have discussions, but again, that is something that be true to yourself, and then you can be true to somebody else. Love somebody, love yourself. You know.
Yeah. 100% what y'all said. I wouldn't give any advice, man.
What was that?
I wouldn't give the cast from this show any advice because, yeah.
Thank you. What you mean? Glenn's hilarious. Thank you. Thank you. That's what she liked me because I made her laugh. I still make her laugh.
I'm funny.
We both funny. I still make you. I made you laugh.
Funny.
I made you laugh at my text message the other day. Yesterday.
Kathy said no TV show, Jack Glenn.
Sister-in-law. We look, sister-in-law. Y'all should see us here working in the office together throughout the day.
No.
This stuff is hilarious. And dealing with kids, oh man, how we deal with our kids, hilarious. We got a story for days. I got a story with my son right now. But anyway, him at McDonald's, but I ain't gonna do that to him. But not. It's good. We want to see the Jack and Glenn reality show. We might do that, man. We might do that. We're getting ready to go on vacation. We might just go ahead and vlog the whole vacation.
We'll see.
We'll see.
But I'm interested. Well, we finally got one last episode.
Yeah.
And then when is the next season actually air?
I think June or July. So
July.
we're gonna.
That's too soon.
we did wrap my niece and nephew to sheet, man. We did some fun stuff, man.
We were 20 something.
Yeah, we was in our 20s. We was in our 20s then,
We
man.
made,
They was laughing.
we
and
made
having
a
good time.
homemade swing. We swung them in the sheet. We
We
did.
did.
We did.
They all right. They grown now. There's no,
Nobody flew out the sheet.
yeah, like they grown now. They're not traumatized. They good. You can't leave 20 years, but nah. Hey, Tommy, man, what y'all got going on, man?
Love Brew Podcast. That's Artika said. That's it. I was just say we got other stuff recorded. Like that's the thing. We have stuff recorded. We just got to put it together and up. So, but right now, just support us with the Love Brew Podcast and comment on some of the videos that we have up now. Go like, subscribe to everybody's channel.
That's right.
Hit the bell so you know when we upload something. And yeah.
Yo, we're starting to do never ever Mets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got to record that. So y'all might. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So we watched it. I watched half of it, and Jack watched it.
I didn't watch it. I was listening. You can't watch it and drive.
Right.
I was listening.
So we can go back and take notes. That video, trying to get it out tonight or tomorrow. So we'll get the video. We're gonna get it out. We'll get it out soon. So we're doing that. We're waiting on anything else new that comes up, and keep going on, keep doing that, and hopefully, while we take this nice little trip, we can knock in some episodes of Matrimony Thoughts. We can knock some of those out. We got some time, and just have some good conversation and good discussion, marriage discussions. I know we be talking about that each and every week, Matrimony Thoughts, but we just haven't had it. And it's busy over this side. It's busy over these parts.
Yeah, we trying to get somebody out of high school, and we trying to get the other one into middle school.
Yeah, and we got one that's already in college who's all over the country doing singing. So it's getting there. But again, we get Matrimony Thoughts out. We got a lot to talk about. It's over 22 years. We want to share and help other couples out. So I want to do that.
I gotta address Auntie Listen. Auntie Listen said they need therapy now. But my niece and nephew are fine.
They're fine, and they come and try to torture my youngest one. I don't know if they put her in a sheet yet, but
No, they don't.
not torture. They have fun. They play. But it's fun. It's all love over here. But again, we had to amuse them. We had to keep kids quiet and in tune. So we'll tell that story one day if my sister-in-law says okay. We'll tell the whole sheet story. If you want to know how me and Jack met, man, check out the Matrimony Thoughts podcast on Apple Podcasts. It's still up there. Episode. I think we might post it again, and we'll tell the story how we met and how we just say Mr. Hang Around guy showed up at birthday parties. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for listening, for joining us. And what I'm gonna do before we get out of here, man, I'm just gonna go ahead and just gift about 5 more membership here on the Jack and Glenn channel. Again, membership stuff will be coming out here shortly. We're gonna gift 5 more memberships here. And so whoever you are, hope you all enjoy the membership, because there will be some fresh content for members only coming next week. So like I said, we're taking a trip, we're going some places, and so we're gonna share some of our content just to our members. So.
Kathy said I need to be part of that discussion.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for rocking with us. Again, stay safe. Y'all have a great night. Appreciate you. All right. Oh, make sure you subscribe to Talisa Ray, Chloe. Help Little Black Book. If you're not subscribed to Little Black Book, help him get to 100,000. And so we'll get there. All right. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for rocking.
Bye, y'all.
Peace.
Bye, y'all. Peace.